Thank you. Mr. Lee again, please.
Sure. I don't know if you answered it or not, but I wanted to ask, I want to ask you about Yemen, the conflict in Yemen, and ask you, as relates to your mandate, whether you think that the rights of people, you were talking about refugee flows. It seems like people are trying to, it's a country in crisis, trying to get out and finding it very difficult to get out. There's also the U.S., there's still some drone attacks on perceived al-Qaeda, and now some missile attacks on what's thought of as Houthis, whether you see that as a counterterrorism thing. And just more generally, I don't, in your national capacity, if you're willing to, what do you think of, what are the human rights principles that should be brought to bear to the UK considering continuing to support both with weapon sales and politically the Saudi-led coalition and its assault on, or not assault, its airstrike campaign?
Well, first of all, Yemen is clearly one of the areas in the world of greatest concern at present, and an area in which the way in which the conflict has been waged and the damage that it has caused to multiple parts of different civilian populations creates not only a potential refugee crisis within, or displacement crisis within, and refugee crisis without Yemen, but has also raised real issues about the legality of the use of armed force. Now, I did a report on Yemeni drone strikes some couple of years ago, at a time when they formed part of a covert drone program run by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, which targeted suspected members of al-Qaeda, both there and in other parts of the world, such as Waziristan. And I mean, putting it shortly, the focal outcome is that the use of drones in and of itself is not unlawful in international law, and indeed, properly used in conformity with humanitarian law, drones can reduce the risk of civilian casualties rather than increasing them. So when we single out drone strikes because of their, if you like, talismanic significance, it's often, I think, overlooked that the ability of a drone to hover and to uplift information is obviously infinitely better than that which can be uplifted by a fighter jet flying at very high altitudes and at very high speeds. And so by increasing the situational awareness of commanders, drones potentially have that capacity for a more accurate form of armed conflict. I'm not going to comment at this point in time on arms sales to Saudi Arabia, not because it's a national issue, but because I am hoping to visit Saudi Arabia shortly, and I will want in those circumstances to discuss issues before expressing a view. But one view I can express is that all members of the international community, and particularly those who are either party to that conflict or supporting parties to that conflict, have come to be aware that the number of civilian casualties is completely unacceptable and the type of civilian casualties completely horrifying. And that a terrible situation is, at least at this point in time, bearing some positive consequences in that there is now a serious move to investigate alleged war crimes and bring perpetrators to justice.